you wouldn't even drink dirty tea, right? I'm just saying you wouldn't. So why are you sipping stale respect from people who don't even deserve a seat at your table? Yes, I said they don't even deserve a seat at your table. And yet you sipping it up, sipping that stale respect up, just sip, 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 right? Now, the problem is that people tend to treat you how you allow them to treat you. So that means when you're not speaking up for yourself and when you feel like you don't have nothing to say, you know, that becomes a problem, because that means you are allowing people, or you are giving them the okay to treat you a certain way, and you don't even notice that is what you're doing subconsciously. We have to understand these are things that we are doing subconsciously, and that is a problem. We have to learn how to detox, right? Respectfully. So, you know, these 7 days, right? In 7 days, I'm telling you, this, you're going to have a clear, your vision is going to be so clear. Your circle is going to be so tight, right? You know, they say, keep them squares up out your circle. But your circle is just going to be so tight that people going to understand how to respect your boundaries. That is what this is about. People understanding how to respect your boundaries. And after these 7 days, that is what you will learn. Because let's face it, you treat people, let me say this again. You teach people how to treat you. So if somebody's cussing you out and they're, you know, calling you a name that you're not comfortable with, and you don't let that person know, then is it really a form of being disrespectful? In a way, it's kind of not, because by you not saying nothing, maybe that person assumes that you are okay with this, okay? So I just want to tell y'all some things. I can remember when I was in my relationships that I was in. I was always wondering, I'm like, okay, all relationships I was in, we would fight, you know, and I wanted to always build something, you know, and we would be so like kind of crazy when it came to each other, the way we talked to each other, right? And I'm like, I wasn't comfortable with that. I really wasn't comfortable, but I never said anything. I just assumed that this was the way relationships was supposed to go. So by me keeping my mouth shut and by me keeping my feelings inside, it caused me to have high blood pressure, caused me to be depressed, it caused me to be stressed, because these are things that I had not acknowledged, right? I wasn't honest with myself. I wasn't respectful with myself. A lot of times, see, we learn to have respect for the world. We learn how to have respect for online, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We learn how to have the respect for the stars, the celebrities. But where is the respect and honesty that you have for yourself? And that is what you're going to learn to do in 7 days. That's right. In 7 days, we're going to take you from having all this disrespect around you for yourself, right? And we're going to show you how to do that respectful detox. But the first thing you got to do, so day one, and the reason why this is, I want to explain the reason why this is important, because this will help you. Remember, we focus on health, right? Mental health. So if you don't know, I am a clarity coach. I am an author and a clarity coach. And that means that if you don't understand something that someone has said to you enough to perceive it and take action on whatever was said, then that means it's not clear. Right? So that means that if somebody's treating you a certain way and you have never expressed your feelings on how they're treating you, then guess what? They have no clarity there. They don't understand. How can they take action on something that has never been expressed to them, right? Because they can't process something they don't understand or that has never been said, okay? So this is the same thing for ourselves. We can't process and understand things that we don't we can't process and get clarity, let me say that, on things that we don't understand. So the first thing you have to do, day one, right? So we're starting now. We're getting in here. If you got pen and paper, write this down. Okay? So day one, the first thing that we have to understand and learn how to do is you got to identify your top 5 energy suckers, right? What are your top 5 energy suckers? What top 5 things are sucking your energy away? Is it a person? Is it a thing, right? Is it a place? See, a lot of times we just think that, oh, the thing that's, sucking my energy away, we just think of people. But what environments are you putting yourself around that's sucking your energy away? A lot of times we keep ourselves in certain environments or around certain areas or in certain places that we know that is no good for us. So is it a certain place or a certain environment that you've been around for so long, but you know that you need to change in order to what? To gain clarity and have respect for yourself. See, a lot of times we go through some things because we keep ourselves in a certain environment and we wonder why we don't see no respect. Well, if you keep yourself in an environment that doesn't show respect, how can you even learn how to have respect for yourself? And you say, well, I got respect for myself. Well, no, if you truly have respect for yourself, the first thing you would do is place yourself in an environment that have respect for you as well. Let me say that again. One of the first things you need to do is place yourself in an environment that has respect for you as well. That means if you're in an environment where they disrespecting women all day, or it's violence and they're cussing at each other all day, and you wondering why they don't respect you, well, guess what? You don't respect yourself enough to put yourself in a different environment, right? And that's just like with certain people. Is there certain people around you that is bad for you? And you're like, oh my gosh, how many of y'all got certain people that every time you're around them, you can be so positive, but you got some people that when you're around them, right, they suck the energy out of you. They suck all that positivity out of you because they're always depressed. They always have something going on. They're always stressed. They're always aggravated. Well, that's an energy sucker. So that's one of your top 5 too. So now we identified 2. And some of y'all might know about 2 or 3 individuals or places. Well, now we may have to identify 3 or 4 just by doing that. Maybe it's 2 places that you need to take yourself out of. Maybe it's a certain house that you go to and that house is not beneficial for your mental, right? It's not, they don't understand what respect is. Maybe you have to move yourself out of that environment. Just like the phrase, if you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. So the first thing is identify what your top 5 things is that's sucking your energy away. That's what you're going to do on day 1. Day 1, you're going to write down, well, what are the top 5 things that's keeping me from respecting myself? Is it places that I'm around? Is it people that I'm around? Is it things that I'm listening to? Right? Is it music that I'm listening to? Because don't get it twisted, music can keep us in a certain mindset. So is it certain music that you're listening to? Is it things that you're watching? Or are you watching things that are subconsciously programming your mind for the worst to keep you from respecting yourself? Another thing, like what I say, a lot of women they dance and all they can do is shake their butt online. Well, guess what? Subconsciously, if that's all you keeping yourself around, you keeping yourself around women that's like that, and that's all you watching and it's all you see online, well, subconsciously, you're going to start doing that as well. You'll eventually start twerking online, whether you like it or not. It's going to come. That's why they're saying birds of a feather flock together, okay? So now we identified day 1. Day 2 is you got to audit your daily conversations, right? Who are you talking to daily? What are you talking about daily? Remember how we was talking about what drains you? We was talking about people, places, and things. Now we identified the people. Now you have to audit them conversations that you're having with them people. Now you've identified them. So now you have to, when they're talking to you, it's time for you to audit. Okay, do I need to pick up the phone right now for this person? Right? Am I in a space to mentally take on that energy right now? Y'all gotta understand, we gotta audit our conversations. Or maybe another way you can audit your conversation. Somebody starts telling you about everything that's bad that's going on in their life. You can steer them to what's going on that's positive in their life, and also remind them of how there's something going on that's negative in somebody else's life that's worse than theirs. So one of the things I like to teach is when you're aggravated, when you feeling like, you know what, my day is just right, and you just think your day is, everything is going bad, nothing is going good, I challenge you to find somebody or something that's doing worse, right? Or that's in a a different position than you, that's even worse off, because you can always find somebody that's doing worse. So I challenge you to do that. But audit your conversations on day 2. So day 1, remember, you're going to identify what 5 energies, what 5 things are sucking my energy out, taking my energy away, right? Keeping me from feeling like I can be that positive person that I know I want to be. And now that I've identified that, now I start auditing my conversations daily. Meaning that if you are on the phone with somebody and you notice that the conversation is going on the negative end on it, you need to steer it back to a positive. Somebody's like, yeah, how your day going? You know what, girl? I've been getting into my mama, my daddy, this and that. And you like, I understand. I get that. But always listen, right? Because we practice active listening. But find something positive in what they said. Like, I'm getting into it, my mom, dad. It's just like nothing's going right. And you know what I always say? You listen and then say, you know what? I hope everything does go right for you all. I pray you all can work it out and it goes, it gets better. And just be grateful that you even have your mom or your sister here to even work it out. Because do you know how many people that had a mom or a sibling that they got into it with, and that sibling or parent passed away and they didn't have the chance to even make it right? And they like, oh man, yeah, you're right. But then they like, but I don't know. You like, yeah, but we'll work on that. Or maybe y'all need to talk to somebody. Or if they don't want to talk to somebody, maybe you talk to somebody so you can strengthen your mindset, right? But find something positive in the situation. Steer it away from all the negative energy. Because as they talking about my mom, this and that, you can feel the energy leaving you. Okay, so audit your conversations on day 2. I don't care who you talking to. Your mom, auntie, cousin, even your youth. Audit your conversations. In person or online. Audit the conversations that you're typing. Who pages are you going on? What comments are you leaving, right? What comments are you reading? What conversations are you having online? Are they positive or are they sucking your energy out? And if they're sucking your energy away, then we have to move on with that, right? We have to, find a solution, a positive solution in there so we can steer away from that. And sometimes when you're out in conversations, that means that maybe you don't pick up the phone for that person until your day is complete. Until you've done what you need to do for yourself, then you call them, right? So that means if you have a full day and you need that energy, that you done woke up and you done, oh man, I done got my energy together, I done worked out, I done drunk my tea, I done journaled, I done, if you done did all that, and I done said my affirmations and I'm feeling good, and you see that phone ringing, and you see it's an energy sucker, right? You have to audit and ask yourself, do I need to pick up the phone right now? Is right now really the time for me to pick up the phone? Because if it's something important if it's important, trust me, people will keep calling back, or they'll text you, or they'll leave you a message. So ask yourself, is it really something that you need to answer at this time, or can I call them back, right? Because right now I need the energy for me. And it's okay. A lot of time we don't understand when we have to be selfish and say we have to do things for ourselves and preserve our energy for ourselves, all right? So that's what you're going to do. So you are going to moderate, what they call it, moderate or audit, or however you want to monitor. That's what word I was looking for, y'all. Y'all know Queen, I always mess stuff up, but audit your conversations. Start paying attention to the people that you're talking to most of the time throughout the day. Are their conversations beneficial for you? Or are they hindering you? Is they an energy sucker? Right? Okay. So now day 3. Day 3 now is the challenge, right? You're going to challenge yourself to have one uncomfortable conversation on day 3. One uncomfortable conversation, right? With the energy sucker or a person you have identified, right? And you like, okay, this, maybe they're not a complete energy sucker yet, and you want to have a conversation with them before they become an energy sucker. And one of the ways, and y'all gotta understand, we have to learn how to communicate. You don't have to go to somebody and be like, you know what, you sucking all my energy away, I need to stay away from you. No, of course not, right? So when we go to individuals, we have to understand and learn how to we go to individuals for these conversations. Maybe you start out by telling them, you know what, girl, I love talking to you every day. You know, you always keep my butt laughing, right? Because you know your butt is crazy. You see how I started that off, even though I am about to have that uncomfortable conversation with them, but I'm starting it off positive. Maybe get a few laughs. I don't start it off like, girl, it's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Why would I start? You see how the energy, ooh, did you feel it? It just shifted like that. No. We want it to be a bubbly, a happy conversation on both ends. So it's like, hey, you know what, love? Girl, your butt be keeping me cracking up. I always do. Girl, you know, I can't get enough of love. Girl, you know, whatever. Y'all go back and forth. You like, girl, I gotta tell you though, girl, as much as I be laughing and stuff, but girl, you know, I can't do that. I gotta stay focused on what I got going on. And girl, I understand that you got all this going on, but girl, let's start focusing on, okay, you know that's going on, but let's focus on, girl, what we can do starting today to move forward. So that's whether that person needs to talk to a counselor or therapy, or they need to come and see a clarity coach like Queen A, whatever that may be, right? That is where, hey, you know, or maybe they just like never had nobody tell them that before. Like maybe they don't understand that every time they talk to you like that, it's sucking energy away, or that it's sucking their energy away. And you like, girl, because the more you keep talking like that, girl, you making yourself depressed. Stop thinking about that. Start thinking about the positive stuff and like, oh yeah, you know, start putting positivity in their mind. Tell them how great they are. Tell them how beautiful they are. Tell them what they can do. Help them build that spark. But have that uncomfortable conversation on day 3, okay? And now remember, because we are doing a respect detox. And this is how you start detoxing respectfully for yourself in order to gain clarity, to build your confidence. That is what these 7 days is about. That is what a respect detox is. A respect detox is for you. It's not for your neighbor. It's not for your kid. It's not for your sister. It's not for your mom, your dad, your grandpa. It's for you. I don't know if I said that, but just in case I didn't, I want you to know it's for you. You. Nah, y'all know I'm crazy, right? All right, so that is day 3. So on day 4, y'all like, well, okay, well, we did that, so now we got to do. Okay, so on day 4, now I need y'all to listen to me, okay? Because we've identified these things. We've had our uncomfortable conversation. Now, day 4, it's time for you to block, remove anything that you have identified that you know that needs to be removed, right? So that is what we're doing now. So on day 4, we're going around, we're looking on Facebook. Is there any Facebook pages maybe you need to block? Maybe you don't need to see them come across your page right now because they keep you in that, they suck your energy away, right? Maybe it's people that's calling you right now, scammers, especially scammers. I know, I'm just look at me, block them, so I'm just kidding though. But is it people that's calling your phone that maybe you need to block for a minute, like, you know? Or maybe if you don't block them, maybe you need to distance yourself from them. So if you don't know, one thing I love to say, Queen A always teach on there, everybody has a level, right? So it's level 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I treat people according to the level that they are on with me. So if somebody is blocked or distanced from me, that would be level 1, right? Or maybe 0. It's like, not low, but level 1. And then, so on. So we have to understand that now it's time for you to block them pages, block them people, or distance yourself from them people. So if that means maybe you don't pick up the phone right now, or maybe you do pick up the phone, you explain to them, hey, now I just need some time to myself. I'm trying to clear my mind. And trust me, if they are a true friend, if they care, if they truly want to see you grow mentally, and if they truly care about you having respect for yourself, they're not going to mind you taking a step back. They're going to understand. Anybody who's ever had to grow has had to take a step back. So they definitely will understand that. And who knows, you can inspire somebody else to take a detox, right, from somebody, or back up. And I want y'all to understand, this is digitally and in person. Y'all have to block or distance yourself from anything that is keeping you from respecting yourself. Anything or anybody. Nobody gets a pass on this. No. This is for anything or anybody. So don't be like, oh, is it for this? Yes. It's for anybody. Your grandma can get blocked if she ain't acting right. So no, I'm just kidding. Don't block grandma. I'm just kidding. Y'all, I just like to joke. Okay. Y'all know I like to joke. No, but I want y'all to understand that, okay? And replace any gossip or anything negative. Anything that's negative or that don't fit your person. Replace it with gratitude. Replace it with gratitude. We have to stop focusing on, well, our ancestors marched for, we were slaves for 400 years, and, we were shackled for 400 years. Well, let's have gratitude and be grateful that they did that, they overcame that, and look at the what we built on that, right? There ain't nothing we can do about it. It happened. Now let's be grateful that we are in the place that we are in now, and that we don't have the shackles on our foot, and that we are able to do what we can do. But now this the trick. When I say replace it for gratitude, I want you to think, because people say, well, our people were slaves for 400 years. But I want y'all to understand, we are still slaves today, mentally. So have gratitude that we don't have it on physically. Have gratitude that we don't have it on physically. Have gratitude that nobody can visually see the slave, but it's kind of scary because it's going on mentally. So we can replace any gossip. You know what? Cheryl and her kids over there, honey, they took all her kids. The system came and took them, honey, because she was leaving them. Well, then let's switch that. And let's find gratitude in that situation. Well, I'm grateful that the kids ain't hurt themselves. The system might got them, but at least they ain't hurt themselves or blow the house up or nothing because they was in there by themselves, And be grateful that now maybe hopefully a family member can come forward and go get the little babies. But let's be grateful that they're not in that messy situation anymore. Somebody went through any kind of molestation or anything, and that's a trauma subject. Let me say this. I'm not saying, I'm just telling y'all to turn the gossip about somebody getting molested or things of that nature, turn it into gratitude. I heard she was molested. Oh, man. And this and that little girl. Well, be grateful that little girl ain't having a nervous breakdown. Be grateful that little girl is still here, because some people are out here killing themselves from things of that nature. But you see how we can turn any gossip into gratitude. So that is what we're going to practice on day 5. Day 5, we're practicing how to turn any gossip or any negativity into gratitude. Man, you know what? Charles found out he had cancer today. Man, you got to do chemo and this and that. Well, let's turn it into gratitude. I'm grateful Charles found out he had cancer today, because now we can find out how to treat it. Now we can cure it. Now we can do our research. Now we know what we're looking for. Now we know why he was getting sick or whatever may have been happening. But we can turn any situation into gratitude. So day 5, we're focusing on learning how to turn that gossip into gratitude. Okay? Definitely got to turn that into gratitude. And day 6, if you don't already, journal. So these are are journals. My journal personally, and you can see the name on there, right? At Queen A Speaks. And I journal, and I will show y'all that I journal. But I want y'all to get used to journaling, okay? Like, journal. No page is a blank page. I don't believe in so I do have guided journals that I'm printing for online, but you need a journal that allows you to be free with your thoughts, that allows you to write down and be you. And that is what this journal is for. But you are going to journal on day 6. Who truly respects you? Who truly respects you? Who respects Queen A? Who respects John? Who respects Lil Tukey? Who respects Sierra? Who respects whoever? But who respects you? We know who the community respected. We know who, but no, I really want you to double down and really think hard on day 6 when you're journaling about who throughout this process have you learned respects you. Because this is a process, and it's going to show you who truly respects your boundaries when it comes to you and who don't. Because when you start distancing yourself, when you start blocking things, when you start removing yourself from certain environments, right? You're going to understand, and you will see in that moment who truly respects you. Because the people who truly respect you, they'll say, oh, nah, that's growth. Take all the time you need. I understand. I'm proud of you. And the people who don't respect you, they won't understand. They'll still be trying to call, girl, I hear you, yeah, right? So who really respects you? And that's what you're going to be doing on day 6. Because a lot of times we around the people and we putting ourselves in the environments and we watching the things and listening to the things who has no respect for us. So who really respects you? What platforms are you on that really respects you? What people are you around that really respect you? What environments are you around that really respect you? And double down on that. Get serious about that. Really think about that. Because a lot of time we think people have respect for us who can care less. And you won't see until you start doing these things each day. And you'll realize, oh, you know what? This person never really had any respect for me for real. Right? I thought they was my friend. I thought, because that's we always thinking. But no, I want you to know. After these doing this, you will understand and you will know. You will know who has respect for you and who don't. Because some people will stay on the journey and some people will level up, right? You know, I say level up. Some people will level up and some people will be bumping down, like going down levels with you as you progress, okay? And then celebrate. Day 7 is a day of you celebrating. Like celebrate. So no, celebrate your new circle. Celebrate the people that you have found that you like, you know what? These are the people that I want to talk to daily. These are the environments that I want to be around. Celebrate. Thank them people for being them. It's okay to say thank you. I don't know, we get into a world where people scared to say thank you. No, tell your new circle, you know, I appreciate you for being you. I never understood how much you respected me until now. And let them know why you feel like they respect you. But these are things that I really want you to, you know, understand. So celebrate. Because one of the things that we don't understand is that you treat people how to teach you. It's not the other way around. Right? They're not treating you. No, you're treating them how to teach you. Right? I mean, I'm sorry, I apologize. You are teaching them how to treat you. I said that backwards. But you're teaching people how to treat you. I really want y'all to think about that for a minute. So if you teaching people how to treat you, what are you allowing? What boundaries do you need to start setting? And do this stuff with no apologies. You don't apologize for putting up boundaries to build your self-respect, to respect you. You don't have to apologize for wanting somebody to acknowledge who you are. You don't have to apologize for that, because that is who you are. So do these things, acknowledge these things, and teach people how to treat you and do it with no apologies. Don't teach them how to treat you and then say, you know what? I apologize, Miss Susie. I didn't mean to teach you that about me. I apologize. I don't, no. So, like a perfect example, right? Like I said, you teach people how to treat you. Perfect example. Remember in the beginning when I was talking about me doing the dating, and I can remember I always found myself in situations where me and the guy I'm talking about we fighting. We getting into it physically and mentally, right? Because it was destroying my mental. Where I even, like I said, I had to leave my relationship alone after 10 years. If you know, you've been listening. So one of the things is, but once I came into, and I took these 7 days out, right? And I did this. And I said, well, what are my 5 energy suckers? And I started identifying, and I started acknowledging, and I had uncomfortable conversations, right? And I wrote these things down, because I have things written everywhere. So if I could probably move, you see, I always have quotes, things written. Let me turn my wall right here. You see, I always have papers and things I write. Okay, because I'm always writing things out. And once I started doing these things, and I started understanding then who I was, but I had to start setting boundaries. I had to start saying no. And I understood who I was. Once I did that, the relationships and the men I started to encounter, they changed. I no longer was fighting. I told myself, I'm not about to fight with no man no more. I'm not about to do these things no more, right? But I had to understand who I was, and I had to set boundaries, and I had to understand that I teach people how to treat me. My relationships changed drastically, guys. I'm telling y'all, like, so drastically. Because when you respect yourself, everybody else respects you. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about everybody. Y'all. Now, of course, it's always an exception to the rule, but let me say this, for the most part, the world starts to respect who you are. It wasn't until I started calling myself Queen A and told everybody I was Queen A, the clarity coach, that people started calling me Queen A and started seeing me as Queen A, because I was teaching them that I was Queen A, the clarity coach. I want that to sink in for a minute, because people do what you allow them to do to you. People do what you allow them to do to you. Okay? Now, I want y'all to understand, that's what I have for y'all. Don't forget it. Make sure y'all subscribe so y'all can get more detox with clarity tips here. All right? At Slap 'em with Truth, you already know it's your Queen A here. And grab y'all clarity journals. If y'all ain't have one, make sure that y'all grab a clarity journal, okay, from us. And send this to people who you think need it, okay? Because somebody can use it. Send this to them. Invite people. I really, really appreciate you all, right? I want you to understand that nobody can be you better than you. Which means that nobody can teach nobody how to respect you better than you. Nobody understands you better than you. Nobody know what you want better than you. So you have to do these things and detox respectfully, all right? And I want you to know that's all I got for you. If nobody else loves you, you already know, right? Queen A does. Later. Mwah.